How would you feel if pregnancy test commercials showed couples/women being relieved that the results are negative? There's an ad here in Australia that goes, everyone wants the same result from a pregnancy test, an accurate one. I like this one. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. I saw one I liked that had various reactions, and it didn't show the actual result. I like that approach. You were guessing what each person was reacting to. Some seemed to be hoping for positive and others not. Of course everyone was happy with the result because they are selling stuff, but I thought it was thoughtfully done. Right. That allows the viewer to apply their own interpretation, which they'll do anyway without any risk of alienating them when you display something contrary to that. Edit, BTW nice username. Thanks. Very few people in the know about Mojo Jojo. How do people not know about the most intelligent, dangerous villain in the world, Mojo Jojo? I hate you for making my mind automatically read is the name the way he pronounces it. I like to hear it in Bubbles' voice from that time she thought she was Mojo Jojo. I had to look it up and it's hilarious. What a weirdly endearing show Powerpuff Girls was. In the same gist, it'd like a car commercial on how comfortable a car is in a traffic jam. You know, what we actually use cars for. 93 outside and you aren't going anywhere, thank God you have AC seats that make it feel like you are peeing yourself. Is it sweat or is it piss? Who cares? With the internet tip to bypass the safety feature on your mounted iPad navigation, you can watch Netflix and chill until they unduct the 405, and you can be back on your way catching up on Snapchat while you drive hands-free. Okay, so I just found the text writer Gore my car commercial smile. It just had lots of shots of couples and one shot of a single woman. Dash shot would have a check engine, low tire pressure, fasten seatbelt and high beam lights on, because it's 4 p.m. and why the duck not, in the background because the target audience has no idea that it's actually there. Don't forget the indefinite left blinker on in the left lane. Ep did one ages ago that had 3 couples on, talking about life and babies, and then they got their results and one was relieved it was negative. It's not the right time, I mean, it was heavily implied that they still want kids someday, but they were also clearly the more successful couple, so it was a mixed bag. Last time this question was posted, someone mentioned you don't want to advertise a negative test. A positive test is definitely positive. A negative test may be taken too early and might be positive later. Positive tests aren't always positive anymore. A lot of brands are having issues with lines showing that aren't actually lines, if-apps, indents, faulty tests. I heard a story about someone testing negative for pregnancy and later on in the day they gave birth. This is true, the hormone these things test for is only in the urine in the first 16 weeks, and the levels peak somewhere between week 10 to 12. Something you might not know, this hormone is also used in fertilization treatments, and in my county they collect pregnant women's pee in order to extract the hormone. They should show both happy and sad reactions, but not show what was on the test. The messaging from the commercial should convey that the product wants to provide a reliable, accurate response, regardless of what response you're hoping for, because it's one of the most life-changing tests you'll ever take. Some people will be devastated by the result being positive, and others devastated by a negative. If you're trying to sell a product, you don't want to show negative reactions to the use of it, particularly when your competitors are only showing positive reactions to their product. Exactly. They could show only positive reactions and say no matter the result, you can rely on us or something to that extent. I've watched Mad Men. It should say no matter the result, you can rely on us. Or something. I've watched Mad Men. Hey, honey? Let's get this brand, it says it has watched Mad Men. I mean, I've never even watched Mad Men myself, but if a pregnancy test specifically advertised itself as having done so, I'd strongly consider buying it over other brands. I've never seen Mad Men and am never going to be having children, yet I feel compelled to buy this pregnancy test. Bodyform did a great one last year that includes every possible reaction. It's great. U2.B. Thanks for sharing that. I'd never seen it, but I'm really glad I have now. That was brilliant, amazing. You're welcome. It is great. Perfectly fine. Not everyone wants kids and not at every time of their lives. It's wrong to expect all women to want to be mothers or all men to be fathers. That's why the child-free movement exists. I hated it when my parents and my mom's friends kept expecting us to have kids. My wife especially. It's our damn decision when to have kids and whether to have them. We have a son now, but only when we decided we were ready. And a lot of them say something like, "You've had enough fun, now get to the real work." And terrorize this taboo about women who don't have kids by the time they hit 40, as if they're somehow flawed. Maybe it's their personal choice. Who are you to tell someone else what their life should be like? And a lot of them say something like, "You've had enough fun, now get to the real work." Which is a whole other level of creepy when you unpack what they are actually encouraging here. I'd like a fast food commercial where it shows the actual inside of a fast food restaurant. With people fighting, groups of teens screaming, and the mother of 5 asking where her food is. I'd love it. I would really enjoy seeing people say, "We're not pregnant. We're not pregnant." And jumping up and down and high-fiving. It would be great. One of the only times I've ever seen anyone on TV celebrate not being pregnant was Homer and Marge in the episode Marge Thought She Got Pregnant a 4th Time. On How I Met Your Mother, Barney thinks he might have knocked up a one-night stand. When he finds out she's not pregnant, he declares not a Father's Day, throws a big party and has shirts made for it. It's pretty funny. Him had a couple of those actually, Barney with the random, Robin with Barney, Marshall and Lily when they weren't ready for it. Is a needed contrast to Ted and his strict life plan. I think that's a great idea, cause if I got a positive pregnancy test I would be devastated. Me too, I'd be terrified of where it might come out. It'd be a lot more realistic and also would make people feel better about being happy about having a negative test. True, it's one of the few tests that you can be happy about failing. That's very much not a failure. I think it needs to happen. I'm the polar opposite of my child-free friends and I think this side of life needs to be shown more. Every child-free woman I'm friends with gets talked to like a child about their decision, fear-mongering, etc. when they have very valid reasons to skip having their own, including one who simply just doesn't want them. It's wrong. I think showing relief over a negative would be good to implement and represent these people because the majority can't discuss it until they're cornered into it and met with "but you're gonna regret it." Bullshit. I'm pretty sure I have. It wasn't as blatant as the excited couple ones, it just had lots of shots of couples and one shot of a single woman. And the voiceover said something really bland about planning. But the implication was pretty clear. The real question is, why do they always show a 38-week pregnant woman taking the test on the box? Lady, if you don't know you're pregnant at that point you have some bigger problems. Thought I was just retaining a lot of water. The most memorable TV ad I remember from my stays in India is one with a couple saying they regret last night. They get a morning after pill, then in Hindi say, "Now we are tension free." The woman jumps joyously into the man's arms in the middle of saying it. Slap a pregnancy stick on that ad and we're good to go. Wish I could find it to show you guys, it was hilariously done. I saw it in the late 00s. But gasp. But that would imply that a woman had sex outside of wedlock without any intent of bearing a child for her male. We can't encourage young women to have sex without the intent of motherhood. The chaos that would cause. And what if one of them discovered sex feels good and they like it? I don't think you're understanding what you're asking for. And in a commercial for a pregnancy test. Why that would imply that they didn't take every single precaution or that contraceptives aren't 100% effective. Do you really want the children of this country knowing that some people get pregnant by accident? Or could not want to be pregnant with their little bundle of joy? What kind of horrible monster would be happy not to be pregnant? I doubt such a woman even exists. The above was 100% sarcastic in every way. I am a child-free woman who has only ever felt relief at a negative test and spent most of my life laughing with my friends at the overjoyed reactions in these commercials because we've never seen it happen in real life. At best it's like, oh. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to do some budgeting. Lol.